Hey Guido, it's been a while since I've gone live on this shit. So, can you hear me? They made a lot of changes to StreamYards. Cool. How you been, man? You doing good? I've been hanging out in my shop, working on a '58 Chevy Apache pickup. I know people have probably seen some of the videos, but this thing's been a real pain in the ass. They bought a carburetor for this truck that's it's a Holly knockoff from China. It's sad, man. Uh, Kind of hard to explain, but I've got no real way to adjust the float. I mean, it has the needle and everything, but it doesn't have that sight port with a plug on the side of the Holly, so I'm not able to set the float. It's I don't know if I can camera this thing or not. Oh, I know, buddy. I told him to buy one, the Holly, but I guess they decided to save some money, so they paid 170 something for the carburetor. And if I'm not able to get it set, and then they have to actually buy a Holly, which is about 500 bucks, they're going to have almost 700 if you include the cost of the other one. Yeah, I don't know, man. Some people are kind of strange when it comes to that shit. But so I haven't really been on the scene very much anymore. And I happened to get a notification that Shane was live. So him and Rainbow are back together. His ass kickings that he gave her weren't enough. So she's going to, I don't know, start going out, getting her ass kicked by him. That's sad. Anytime a man's willing to put his hands on a woman, you know he's going to do it again. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I think they've been playing a game the whole time, but yeah, it won't last long, Guido. But I guess I kind of made some assumptions, that she kind of had wised up there a while back to not wanting him beating her again, but apparently not. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Sooner than later. I mean, they seem to think everything they do is a game, and then I saw Raccoon Man in there, and I don't know what happened to him, man. You know, he was typing something about Pookie doxed him and all this kind of bullshit. That's bullshit. I've known you and Pookie for years. I've never seen you guys dox anybody ever. So I don't get that whole thing right there. I have an idea if he was doxed who it was, but it would only be an assumption on my part, but I bet I'm right. But my guess is going to be Big D. Big D had all of his information, everything, PayPal name, the whole 9 yards when Raccoon Man was buying him drugs and beer. I don't think Big D's got a car, so it's not like he was sending him money, gas money. But that's just my feeling about it. Yeah, I haven't been following him that much, but I was shocked to see what he was kind of saying, talking about Pookie and all that. Like, what the fuck is going on with these people? Everybody used to hang out, have a good time. I don't know if you kind of heard what I tried to do, but I don't know. I've got about 1,000 Hot Wheel red lines, and just like they started in '68, the red lines, and they ended in '77, and then all the cars that were in there that they made, like I don't know how to explain it but they made 16 cars in 1968, so I've got those 16 cars. They're different colors, blah blah blah. But so I tried to do a website kind of dedicated to showing people red lines, and it's not. I don't know. It's definitely a niche. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but so I put a lot of effort into trying to make that fucker work though, and it just didn't take off kind of like I thought it would. So I kind of feel like I'm defeated, like Joey. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I've got a lot of money wrapped up in that, and it seems like, from what I've noticed, is that most of the people that are Hot Wheel collectors, they collect all the new stuff, so they can go to Walmart, and pick shit up off the shelves, and go to Target and those different places. But the stuff that I have, to me, is harder to find because it's not in the store, you know. But like I said, it appears to be a very niche. I don't know what the damn word is, but yeah. So I think it grew. The furthest I've been on followers or subscribers or whatever you want to call it, because I don't count all that bullshit like Joey was doing. But I'm at like 472, and I started it back in October. It's kind of when I decided I didn't want those people following me. So I figured I would just try to do it off on the side and just kind of see what happened. But didn't work out too well. That's all right. And it's been kind of nice. I go to work. Then when I'm done working and stuff and I get my days off, I've been able to come out and work on this 58. So I think I've had it for a couple months. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can figure out settings, camera, back camera. See if I can turn this on. So this is the truck. Kind of get a pretty good view of it, I guess. And this is that carburetor I was just telling you about. But it's a Holly knockoff. And I don't know if you've ever really messed with Hollies. I'm guessing you have, but on a Holly, it's got a plug right here. And on that plug, you are supposed to be able to take it out of there and then adjust here just until you shake the vehicle and a little bit of gas spills out of it. Well, this doesn't have it on the front or the back bulb. So all I've got is this little sight port. And I don't know if this thing, I don't know. It's not, I have trouble with my phone focusing, but that's what I have to work with. So no fuel comes out, but there's no, it didn't come with instructions on where they want the fuel set. Is it supposed to be set here to the bottom? Is it supposed to be in the middle? Or is it supposed to be right underneath I don't, man, this is hard to do. This camera's backwards right here. Or, like I said, I just don't know. And then you can kind of see I got the wiring harness all tied up. I ripped out everything that was in this truck and then got everything on here, headlights, redid the valve covers, put new ones on there. But I had to use a step bit and open this guy, some of them up so that the breathers and stuff can fit in there. And then I don't know how much people know of like the Chevy versus Ford, but Chevy has a coil where you can come with your hot wire from here down to the starter, and then from the starter you can go to the little coil that's down there. And what I did is I set it up like a Ford. So you have the starter solenoid up here on the firewall, power from the battery, power from the key, the purple wire, and then this goes down to the starter. So all you got to do is I set it up with a push button start. So, but you turn the key on and hit that start button, and it fires right up. Mostly, this carburetor's been kicking my ass. And then back here in the back, I did C notches on this. So, and they're roughly a 5-inch C notch, but you can see got the brake line running here, and then I ran the electrical, and then kind of came in through the frame back over here. Man, this thing, that's weird. Everything's onto the opposite side on the camera. Oh, that's crazy. And I did some grounding work on here. I hooked up the level indicator in here for the fuel tank. Another ground strap. This thing didn't have any ground straps on it. And then they had on this exhaust pipe, it came out of this muffler. I didn't do this. I fixed it, but it had a straight pipe that came out of here, and it went. I don't know if you can really see it. Probably not. But anyways, it blew right on the axle tubes. So any gear oil that's in there is going to get smoking hot. So I went ahead and put these dumps on here so that these dumps would hopefully keep the rear end fluid from getting super hot like that. I just don't think that was a good idea. And I think what I did here will make it look better as well. Then there's still, I don't know, I don't know how to zoom and all that shit on here, but coming from the top of that bed rail down, I'm going to put some angle iron in there. I don't know if you can really see my chalk outlines. Probably not. Yeah, kind of. But that's where the angle iron will sit, and then put a piece of plywood in here, and then from where that line is at, I'm going to take a fender off of a trailer, a single axle trailer, and then see if I can graft that fender and kind of make a tub out of it, like a hot rod tub. But but it's a cool truck. I got a lot of shit working in here. I don't know how much a person can really see. It's dark, but so it had a big gap here. So I filled that in, and then up here were some old holes from. I'm guessing from back in the day, they used to have those starters on these old pickups where you push that button with your foot, and I think that's what that hole was for. So I plugged that guy all up, but it did good. I mean, see, I got the dome light work. No, I don't have power on. There we go. What the hell? Now I go to show it off and it ain't working. Guess I'm gonna have to look into that. See, you're good help there, Guido. That guy should have worked. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah. See what happens. Kind of been a pain in the ass to because that's still the old dome light. So I was able the wire runs up underneath the. You got a little headliner on there, and it runs along that headliner. So it's kind of a bitch, but so I don't know. It's been pretty cool. Definitely kept me busy. Now see that choke just opened up because that fucking key's on. So that was way too fast. See, that's part of what I'm struggling with on that carburetor. That fucker's a bitch. No, no, I just turned it off just now, Guido. So the engine's still cold. So it should, when that temperature cap for the electric choke cools off, it should close again. And then I got to try to make a small adjustment, get this thing going. Yeah, this sounds like it's raining hard out there. Yeah, it's raining pretty fucking good. But with that, how's Pokey doing? She doing good? I haven't seen her for a while either. Nor TC. I don't know. Is TC doing good too? Today's kind of the first day I kind of saw anything going on. And like I said, that's when I saw Shane and Raccoon Man running their mouths. She's still doing a lot of time with the grandbabies. Oh, no shit, huh? Did he leave for a while then? I mean, I'm guessing he must have. I just kind of looked around a little bit for like Joe, and then can't remember. Somebody put it in what does Shane call it? Discord to Joey's new site for 2 months. Holy shit. That's pretty damn long time. See, I've been mostly gone offline for since October, but so the same buddies in that, do they still hang out there, or has everybody kind of gone their own ways? I mean, from what I'm seeing on Shane's site, people are kind of going wacko. Ah, shit. Hold on. Yeah, stupid rain. It's actually kind of loud. got that metal roof on this thing. So that metal roof. Oh, right on. Yeah, I was wondering. I saw I wasn't in Discord anymore, so wasn't sure. Seen Big Ed in there and see you in there, but seems pretty quiet anymore. Other than all these motherfuckers talking shit, man. It's unbelievable. I mean, some of these guys, I mean, I don't know, man. It's unbelievable how they're treating each other. Shine tells stories. Yeah, well, I heard a little bit of his third grade material today. Was not very impressive. Not being mean, but the stuff that he says just isn't funny. And then with Rainbow being there again, I got a feeling that's bad for her. I hope she's aware. So, I mean, from the stories that she told back when I was around, he was very aggressive, violent, and that doesn't just go away because he's not on the YouTubes or whatever the fuck he's doing, you know. And I know but once these guys go hands on with a woman like that, and they know they can get away with it, yeah, I agree. It won't last. I mean, they're I don't know if you want to call it a relationship, but they're very volatile. I guess that would be the word for it. I couldn't live like that. I don't think that would be fucking fun. And to minimize in Rainbow's mind what Shane did to her, for her to minimize it and act like I don't know. He'll go hands on again. It's just a matter of time. But that's just my 2 cents. And then I don't know. Does he still always calling people up there to go on his panel and then kicking them down? So I did hear him want you to come up there on the panel. And then I thought if you went up there, all he's going to do is kick you. He's a coward. Shane has no idea how to run a panel. And then when you listen to him, I mean, he's not funny, but the guy thinks he's funny. That's a good way to put it. More like brothers and sisters. I agree. The one thing I'm not sure of on that relationship, not that it's any of my business. I truly don't give a fuck, but you know, uh, he's going to go hands on. And if that son of hers, not going to use his name, but if he tries to stand up to Shane, I think Shane will knock the shit out of him. I Shane's only like 4'8" or something like that, missing his teeth, so it's not like her kid can knock his teeth out. Yeah, you're right. He would kick you because that's what he did to me. I tried to go up there several times before, and he would just kick me. He talks all that shit about coming up there and having a conversation and stuff, and then he's a coward. So, but is what it is with those guys, those two, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, choke plate's starting to close again. Finally, I don't know if I gotta clamp that down a little tighter so it doesn't open as fast. Yeah, I'll fuck with it once it gets closed again. But like I say, this thing's been a pain in the ass. The carburetor, the wiring, and all that stuff. I mean, that I don't know. That was pretty easy. But this other shit on here, that carburetor, man, that thing's a bitch. So I got the timing set on it too. I said, yeah, I saw that in Discord. He was gone for 3 months. Holy fuck. Hey, Chip. Trying. I don't know how this shit works. I was trying to figure out how to moderate you guys, but I can't. I don't know. Delete comment, put user in timeout, ban. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that. So how you been, Chip? You doing all right? Oh, I bet you I got to go to the. I'm not on the YouTube side. I'm just on StreamYards. That's why. Awesome, brother. You still get out and ride at all? Doing okay? How about Mama? She doing good? Damn, I heard you moved. New Hampshire. Well, shit, you moved right back up into the cold. Thought you got away from there for some of those issues. Try to go where it was warm. Oh, that's right. That's right. One of your kids or something you were talking. Yeah, I think I remember that now. Yeah, it's fuck, it's been a while. It's been for shit here, weather wise. If it ain't raining, it's fucking the wind's blowing 40, 50 mile an hour. They said this past winter the wind up here was the highest it had been in 23 years. Yeah, that's a good decision. It really is, Chip. I think family's very important. You know, if they have to drive from far up north like that down to where we're at, you wouldn't get to see them very often. So now that's cool, man. I'm glad. But I'm just decided to kick it in the shop this morning. I worked on that truck a little bit yesterday. I wanted to work on it again today, but the tires on here, I can't take it out on the street. The thing has no traction. So it's got a monster motor in it for a small block. It's a 383 stroker that's in that guy. So it's got a lot of balls. And unfortunately it needs a little traction to move. Hmm. Guess I'm kind of surprised I can't moderate people. This fucking thing's connected to my YouTube channel. That's weird. But I know, well, I don't know for a fact, but I would assume if I go and open up my YouTube and try to do it, it'd be like an echo and shit. Yeah, let me check it real quick. See. I think it's still there. Go over here. I'm not very good at all this YouTube shit. Go here. See, I know both of you guys were moderated before. That's kind of weird. Hmm. Well, that doesn't even show colors in here on the StreamYard side of this thing. Yeah, I know just enough about this YouTube stuff. Get myself in trouble on here where I can't get back. But now, yeah, it looks like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes and I should be able to mess with that choke again. So like I say, I haven't started it today, so everything is cold. None of it's heat soaked. But it's a cool looking truck, though. Got to give those guys that. And it's actually fun to drive. See, I had it out yesterday and it actually does a really good job. Gets after it. So, oh, it is showing blue now. Never mind. No, I know, brother. Yeah, it's pretty sad. I've been seeing a bunch of fake people or fake users out there for some other people. So it's like I was telling Guido, I've been out of it for a while as far as going online and all that stuff. And I saw some people today that I haven't seen in a long time, and holy fuck, they're full of hate. It's incredible. Yeah, I know, Chip. It's fucking sad. Or some of that shit. I mean, these guys are supposed to be adults and they need to let some of that shit go. But I don't know that they can because of the way YouTube's uh I don't know what you want to call it. The live streams, or I don't call it a community. People try to call it a community, but communities don't treat people like that. Fake pookies too. Oh, right on, Chip. I appreciate that. But I didn't follow him. I watched him for a while, but that Rada, and I noticed, just my observation, nobody else's, but he bullies women. And I don't get that. How does he maintain 3,000 subscribers and yet harasses women? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, you know. Well, that fucking rain is heavy, but anyways, it doesn't matter. I quit watching him. I couldn't stand the way he would sit up there for an hour and just fixate on women, you know. And there was quite a few of them too, and they're really nice people. The ladies that he was attacking, but I guess I don't know. I guess I was raised a little different. Just not that kind of person, I guess. Well, fuck yeah, Chip, especially the NASCAR. It's my best friend I had. The one he passed away, but we used to run his super stock. I don't know. I still have the hood of it back here, but so that's the hood to his car. That was the championship race. And if you look on that, this camera's just weird, but if you look on that far side, you can see where they even tried shoving him into the wall, and he still came back and beat their asses. Modifieds are running. Yeah, I can't. Man, he's been gone a couple years now, so I can't even remember the class we were in. Yeah, I don't have any of the trophies in here. I think they're all in my TV room. The fucking short bus. Amen. Yeah, I've been on the same bus. Still am sometimes. Still am. So is it pretty nice up there, Chip? The state? I mean, do you get a bunch of seafood and shit like that, or 80 to wow, that'd be nice. I think our high today is only going to be 60, and it's probably colder now because of the rain. It's been raining now for about an hour. That's pretty cool, man. Are the people good up there? Friendly? Never been to that part of the United States. I've been to, back east to Maryland and North Carolina, shit like that. It's I didn't know him, but my real father was from Maryland. Well, what's up? Trump said. Haven't seen you for a long time either, my man. PJ Rat Rod. That's what my buddy Ed says. That's too funny. Yeah, let me see if I can figure out how to give you a wrench, Trump said. Give me just a minute here. There we go. Yeah, I've been working on this truck. This truck. I don't know if you've looked at any of my videos on it, but I'm getting close to having it done. I was telling these guys, the people that own the truck, I asked them to buy a Holly for it, and they bought a Chinese knockoff, and that thing has just been a pain in the ass. There he is. Hello, pinche Ed, you puto. Those fucking videos that you've been finding, Ed, them things are funny, man. I love that sense of humor, especially that lady this morning that has that hair on her lip. That was perfect. Holy fuck. That's what you're going to be hooking up with, Ed. She's going to have more of a mustache than you. Oh, that's hilarious. That's actually whoever did that. That was a great sense of humor. Well, hey, Pookie, how you doing, my friend? I was just asking Guido how you were doing. I went this. I don't know what time it was, mid morning or something like that, and that Shane was live. There's some toxic motherfuckers in there. Holy smokes! I don't know how everybody got so hateful. I just, well, I hope you're doing good though, Pookie. I really do. Sorry, all this bullshit from what I just saw this morning's going on. Absolutely right, Trump said. I mean, even, I don't know. Fuck, most of you were around back then, but when we used to follow the First Amendment auditors and fuck with those guys, they'd get pissed off and they'd block you, but they'd come back and unblock you and then address you and stuff. I mean, I got videos where Eric Brandt still, where he would call me out, then he would block me, then he would unblock me. But at the end of the day, I don't recall us acting like people are acting today from what I saw. I mean, some of the stuff these people say, it's wow, incredibly sad. There's a lot of these people I really liked, and I can't say that I don't, but oh, I know they don't mean nothing, Pookie. No, I was watching a guy, Shane, I don't know his last name, Corbett or something like that. Yeah, it has become toxic, Ed. I noticed that today, and it's crazy, And then for like Shane, because Shane will try to call you up on panel, and then when you go up there, all the guy does is kick you. So I haven't really been following it much anymore. Trump said I kind of did a different channel based on Hot Wheels to kind of give that a shot, and I mean I can't say it's great, but I'm just sharing my some of my hobby. Man, that whole toxic thing, that's incredible, man. You know, if you look back at some of the stuff back when and I don't follow many of those guys that much anymore, but David Johnson used to do funny shit with the phone, that one time with Eric Brandt where he called back as the tow truck service. Navin did. So Eric Brandt thought that he had one up on the homeowners association. And I don't know. It was shit like that. I saw the humor in it, and then when Eric started talking about what he was going to do to police officers and blah 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 and judges, it that part got out of hand. But I don't know. Just things seem different from what I saw this morning. It's crazy. Which one there, Pookie? Guess I must have missed something. Is that rainbow? Yeah, I don't know. Trump said, I mean, I know you guys are right. I just, like I said, I haven't been involved with it for quite a while. And then the first glimpse I kind of see was kind of out of hand. It runs better than you, though, Ed. Vato. So, yeah, it's kind of a nice truck. They put a 383 stroker in this thing, and then they put one of those modern transmissions in it. It's got that 700 R4. So when it does run, it runs really good. I've done so much work to this thing; it's not funny anymore. Actually, that's a subject. They are not painting it. They actually went out of their way to put paint on this thing, and I don't know. You can kind of see how they sprayed it, like in here. So they put a lot of paint, and they're trying to give it like a rat rod look, I guess you'd call it. But that's a cool truck. I'm glad I'm almost done working on it. Yeah, I don't know. I've had my hands all over this truck, and it's a rust bucket. I mean, it doesn't. Well, I mean, it looks rusty, but it's actually rusty in the hinge pockets and stuff like that. Yeah, that wiring was something else, Ed. I had to cut out all the old shit and then run that new harness and fuse breaker or the fuse box. Um, did 5-inch C notches on the rear frame, and I'm sure you saw those videos, but you could see how high that came up before. I don't know. The frame was just, I don't know, inch and a half, maybe 2 inches above the frame. And now you have that. Well, you can see how much clearance there is now for the rear end of this thing. So thanks, Trump said. I think probably the biggest downfall is I'm a perfectionist, you know. And I guess if you're the person that brought your vehicle to me like these people did, that's probably good for you because you know when you get it back, it's going to be in good shape. But unfortunately for me, I think I've had this truck in my shop now for about a month and a half, something like that. I know it was winter outside when they brought it over here because when I first fired it up to bring it in the shop, it was all covered in snow. But anyhow, it's a cool old truck. I don't mind helping these guys out. They don't have a lot of money, but they have enough to where if I need something, it might take them a week or something like that to scrape up some cash, but they pick up the parts. So that's been pretty good. So I had one pickup in here I was building. I can't remember. I think it was a 36 Ford, but that guy, I would give him a list of shit that he needed to buy so I can keep moving forward on his truck. And then he would disappear for I don't know, 6, 7 months at a time. Then he would come back thinking his truck was going to be done. I told him, "Fuck, you took my parts list and you never brought me parts." So then I'd have to write a whole new list out, and then he would disappear again. I finally got it done, and I think he had the truck for like 2 months, and he passed away. Which, I mean, that sucks. But yeah, and speaking of passing away, I just lost a good friend here about a week and a half ago, I guess. He died from some of the chemicals from the burn pits over in Afghanistan, I guess. So I drove up to the Black Hills National Cemetery up there where they bury our vets, and it was really cool to watch. But on Friday, which was Memorial Weekend, was the day that they had set up for his funeral, and they did the 21 gun salute. They had a flag. He was cremated, so there was no coffin, but there was like a gurney set up for coffins, and that was covered up with the flag. And the two military guys in there, they folded that thing up. So that was cool to watch. I'm glad that they treat our service members like that. You know, I would have really had no idea. I mean, I know those cemeteries are out there for our military, but never really been to one firsthand to see the 21 gun salute and all that stuff. So, but it's been, I don't know, it kind of fucks with your head. It did with mine anyways when he passed away. I didn't see anything unhealthy. Last time he and I talked, he was doing good. But so I don't know. I think, trying to think, today's Wednesday. So Wednesday. So not counting today, but 2 Wednesdays back, 2 weeks ago is when he passed away. Or I got notified anyways that he passed away. It is the ultimate sacrifice. You're absolutely right. And that I've never really been to any, but that one up there in the Black Hills, that 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 thing is cool. The I was talking to somebody that was up there. They said that there was like 40,000 people buried up in that area. Thanks, Trump said. Yeah, I don't know. He was a good person, so that's what counts. So he'll be treated right in heaven for his service he did and the person he was for us. Oh, that's very cool, Chip. Yeah, like I said, it's just I never you see him on TV and all that kind of stuff, but to actually go there and go through that 21 gun salute, there wasn't 21 people that were shooting guns. There was four, 3 or 4. So I still have. I didn't bring it out to the shop, but they gave us the shells from the rifles that they used. So I've got one of those shells. But I don't know. He'll be missed. And I didn't. That's very true. Trump said. Very true. You know, I don't know. It seems like, a lot of my friends that have passed away, they've been in car wrecks or some kind of brain cancer or whatever. But I've never met a vet. Well, I don't want to say I've never met a vet like that, but I don't meet a lot of vets that were involved in stuff that the government had been denying. Because I remember a while back they were saying that those burn pits didn't hurt anybody, and then to find out that, and I don't know if it's just clerical shit for his family, for if they get any money, because he was married and stuff, but the cause of death. So, and they did address that when we were inside. I don't know what you call that room we were in. It's not a funeral home, but a room of remembrance or whatever. I don't know. It was pretty cool, but so anyways, been kind of going through that. Been a little rough. But on a positive note, that's why coming out here where I'm at in my shop here, it I don't know, eases my mind, I guess, a little bit, kind of relaxing for me. Guess that's the best word I could put for it. Holy shit, I've been live for 57 minutes. Huh. Ah, that's very true. Exactly right, Trump said. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to keep working on other people's stuff. We'll see. I got two other trucks lined up. Well, they want lined up. So I think let's say that one was like a 71 Chevy pickup. They want a wiring harness. They put a 5.3 liter motor in it, so I'd have to wire in a computer for it, that ECU to run the motor. And then I can't remember the year of that other pickup. I want to say it's a 63, but it's also a Chevy. Fuck. Anyways, he wants to bring that truck down here, but that truck, I don't know if I want to do that one because the wiring harness is easy. I mean, I can get that knocked out for him, but it's a show truck. So it's fully painted. Yeah, it's a beautiful truck. And I don't know. I mean, if there was a scratch on that thing before I would get the truck, and then maybe he didn't notice the scratch, and now all of a sudden it's been in my shop, so he sees the scratch. Fuck, man. I don't know. I'll have to really think hard on that one. For whatever reason, people are weird when it comes to shit like that. And I get it. You spent the money, but to build and do a truck. So I don't know what them newer truck, or not newer trucks, but fully restored trucks like his. I don't know what they're worth, 60 grand, 70 grand maybe. So I get it, but at the same time, I mean, if you look at all the vehicles I've built in here, I've never had a complaint about something like that. But there's always that first time. Welcome back, Guido. I'm still just babbling, kind of talking about two other trucks that guys want me to do the wiring on them. The one that, man, I can't. I want to say it's a 71, but I could be off. Chevy truck, but that one might be fun to do. It's got no wiring harness in it right now at all, but it's fully built, so it just needs the wiring harness to get it on the road. So I don't know. I might do that one. But that show truck, that 63 or whatever it is, I should have took a damn picture of it and then I'd remember. But see, I think most people are like that, Ed. I I would probably worry about it, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to buy a paint job. So I don't. I'm 99.999% sure I would not scratch the truck because I have covers and stuff like that for working over the fenders, and but I just don't want to be that guy that gets in an argument because the truck was scratched before he brought it here and he just didn't see it. I think that's the biggest thing. Paint is critical, fucking A, especially when you restore something like that. Because I mean, that's what the restore is for, is that final paint job to make that thing shine. Where like this truck here, like I said, this one is a rat rod, and that one up there is a rat rod. This one right here is a rat rod. So those ones are, I mean, it doesn't matter. But I want to say he said he had that truck painted a year ago. So I don't know. I told we'd talk about it, and I'll definitely bring that up to him. Because I don't want to be in that position where, yeah. Anyways, that shit like that ruins friendships. He's a good guy. I think he thinks I'm a good guy, or he wouldn't ask me to do it. But I don't know. We'll see. But like I say, the other one with the 5.3 in it, that fuel injected one, I think I'd like to try to tackle that one. So I think the fuel injection and shit on those 5.3s they're good setup. So I'd like to take one that's never been wired or anything and take it up to that and have it run. I think that would be cool. I mean, I've done some of the Holly stuff, the EFIs, where you had the I don't know what you want to call it, the fuel injected throttle body. So, and those work, wiring those guys out. That's probably a good idea, Ed. I mean, I've known the guy for a long time, but yeah, that's a good idea. So, I mean, I'm still of the mindset, we could do a handshake and be good with it. But at the other hand, I mean, I don't even want to assume what he's got in the paint job. Let's just say it was 20 grand, you know, and there's a scratch on the fender he didn't see. I mean, holy crap, do you got to repaint the whole truck? That's true, Trump said. And I know this guy. Yeah, you think you know people. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. But I'll definitely see about putting that down. Those Carters, that if you get them set right, those things run good. They're not one of my favorite carburetors. I don't know. They have those I don't know, the needles, but they're like a rod, and they're I don't know, they're a pain in the ass. That's very true. There, Trump said, very expensive. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I might not do it. I don't know if I. I don't know. Sometimes I'm too nice, and I do shit for people I probably shouldn't. See, that's an interesting idea there, Trump said. You know, if yeah, I may kick that around a little bit because I really don't do this as a business. I work in an oil refinery, so I'm kind of set as far as what I do for a living, and I do this for a hobby. And sometimes I make money, sometimes I don't. This truck right here, I'm not making any money on this thing. And I say that because I've done a bunch of stuff on here that wasn't part of what we talked about, but I just want to help them out. So I want them to feel good when they hop in the truck and they fire it up and take it for a ride. That I don't know, they're proud of it. So whoever the builder was before that was working on this thing, he did a bunch of weird shit on here. And I'm not. Every builder has their own forte, taste, skill level, whatever you want to call it. And I try not to just move shit through here when I do work on it for people. And I think if I do that 5.3 liter, I would probably make money on that one because all that one would fully entail would be the wire harness. And I guess, huh, hello, Defend. I haven't seen you in probably, well, man, it's been a long time. 7, 8 years. If you're the real Defend, the one that from back in the Eric Brandt days. If you are the real Defend, though, how you doing? You doing good? Well, nice, man. Yeah, I still got some video of from back in those days. I think you were parked outside of Denver. You were in that camper, and then those two bozos came up there and tried throwing shit at you, telling you you were served. So I hope all that bullshit from back then is behind and in the past. I don't know. A lot of smart people, I guess you call it smart, when you get that many people in the same spot. Good. Glad to hear that, Defend. So it's none of my business, but did you leave Colorado? I think that's the last time I saw you down there. Now, like I say, it doesn't matter. You don't have to say. It's not my business. Now, you remember back then, Ed, we used to all hang out. Used to, I don't know, I thought some of the shit we did was fun, you know? I mean, some of that other shit going down wasn't so fun, but I appreciate you checking on, though, Ed. But I think I'm going to hang it up. I've been live for about an hour and 10 minutes. And I hope everybody's having a great day. We'll see. I might go live again later. But I kind of got some shit I need to get done here. So I need to finish working on that carburetor on this truck. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any way to set the camera up so you guys can watch. Oh no, hell no. Trump said that's no poor defend. Yeah, shit, I can't remember the last time I've seen defend. That's been a long time. Holy smokes. Wow. Anyways, y'all, everybody have a great day out there. Yeah, I'll try it another day. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll see. I might go live later. We'll see. Anyways, stay blessed out there, everybody. Bye.